Marvel Comics back in business with sales charts. Now that they no longer compete with DC Comics on Diamond's sales charts, they can hold all the top 10 spots in Diamond's August sales charts. Well, maybe Image will compete with them sometimes. Let's see how this article goes. So far, Venom 27 and Deadpool collections led Diamond's charts. So let's check it out. This is coming from COMICSGATE. For the first time since the Great Suspension, Diamond has published sales charts with August sales charts. But things have changed since the before times. For one, these charts no longer include DC, leading to a Marvel has all top 10 announcement that may cause some pain among the old DC employees, provided any of them still have jobs. But hey, that's what they say. Kind of nice little shot there. Still, it's a decent snapshot of something that happened. So it is true, and they were competing against Image and some other independents, so there are other companies to compete with, and Marvel's selling more than the other guys. Marvel led the August sales charts with Venom 27 by Donny Cates and Juan Guidon, and claimed the rest of the top 10 periodical chart. However, as Diamond notes, the number 11 book was from Titan Comics, an independent out of the UK. Of all publishers, Horizon Zero Dawn number 1. Whoa. Deadpool Classics, a collection of the Chimichangas loving Scamp's earliest appearances, was the number 1 graphic novel, followed by more Marvel collections. However, 2 books by Image did make the list. Another feature, quotes from Tim Lenigan, Chief Purchasing Officer, oh, that's nice, of Jeppy Family Enterprises, the parent company of Diamond Comic Distributors, noting that sales have remained a lot more stable than expected. I don't know what they were expecting. It's interesting. It'd be interesting if they said, look, we expected this to happen and this kind of happened, but somehow it's a little bit better than we expected. Hopefully it is. We're very encouraged by the strong performance we saw in many titles this month. The market continues to rebound, and in many cases we're seeing new series debut from many of our publishers that are outperforming what we saw in the first quarter. Similarly, issues of established series are seeing increases in subsequent issues as well, and we believe this bodes well for the strength of the industry in the third and fourth quarter. Well, you know, Diamond is all about optimism. Optimism, optimism, optimism. So why not? Another change for Diamond's charts, there are no market share or comparative charts for this month, so it's still kind of a wild west of speculation. However, as usual, John Jackson Miller at Comicron, his website's Comicron, he has great sales charts going back like 30 years and stuff. And he even has like stats on old newsstand comics from before then. Interesting articles. He's definitely doing a good job keeping track of a lot of old data. Miller has actually compiled his own sales charts for the Interregnum, okay, and is expanding them as more information becomes available. For August, he notes that Batman 3 Jokers number 1 will almost certainly smash these charts, since, according to Jim Lee, it sold 300,000 copies. Okay, Miller, it is just a really big claim, because like, what did every comic store buy 200 copies plus a lot direct to consumer? But anyway, who knows? Miller is also working on charts from Lunar and UCS. Those are the 2 distributors that DC, they're really mail order companies that were set up as distributors to sub-sell to shops because DC is focused on selling direct to consumer, and that's what these guys do. And we're told he'll be integrating all of his charts for the first time, all industry sales charts of the new pandemic era. Of the August numbers from Diamond, Miller has many, many caveats, such as the following. All right. He is a pretty particular guy. I respect what Miller has to say. So this is his analysis. As you may have seen, we've made our own interim projections for Diamond and for the 2 distributors DC uses, going back to April 2020, covering the period of Diamond's shutdown. They then progressed through May and June to July 2020, the month after the DC Diamond divorce finalized. Both sets of projections for August have been done here for a while, but on seeing the new release volume at Diamond during the month, we held off on posting on the chance that this might be the month that Diamond's charts returned. And indeed, here it is, on the last day of September. Good for you, John. A couple of notes before diving in. First, on scheduling. While Diamond made no announcement that there would be full charts to come, We think it's likely enough that we're going to operate under that assumption. Interesting, so they think there will be full charts. As noted, our DC charts are ready, and we'll follow with them tomorrow. The timing of merge charts will depend on what else comes from Diamond and when. Boy, this guy's really into this stuff. I mean, it's good to have the information, but this guy is really into it. It's a very safe bet that Batman 3 Joker's #1 beat everything else in August. But the other parts of the charts may hold more suspense. Second, to temper expectations, Diamond did not release its usual comparative industry-wide statistics and market shares for reasons described in greater detail. Click here. I'll have the click there if you want to check it out. Charting in the days of coronavirus is difficult. With impacts tracking for several categories, cross-time comparisons are less useful given the number of comics in release from several publishers. Marvel, at 65 new comics in August, is finally nearing 3/4 of its slate size from recent years, but it still has a ways to go. Hopefully Marvel keeps it at 65. They do not need to be producing 100 new comics a month. That's my addition, of course. Back to the article. Miller also notes that many periodical comics are now returnable and will be for quite some time, adding even more uncertainty to the charts. This is a good point because these sales don't reflect non-returnable sales, which is to say that the stores that buy these comics can send back the ones that are unsold, which had nothing to do with how the direct market was initially set up for comic book stores. So that means, like, yeah, you can sell 100,000 copies of something, and hopefully, the stores get them. But the stores aren't going to sell everything they get. They're going to be able to return their unsold copies. So what are the actual sales going to be? God only knows. But the stores are not going to get stuck with unsold comics. So at least, finally, comic stores are going to have publishers be accountable for the books that are shipped to stores. They're either going to have to sell through or they're going to get the stuff back. And the publishers will have to pay for it instead of the stores. That's a good thing. Still, just seeing these numbers adds a hint of normalcy to these uncertain times. And so, in that spirit, we present them. We'll have more to come on this tomorrow. Okay, so we'll look out for additional stories on this. And this is the report of the top-selling books from Diamond and also Marvel. And they don't give you exact quantities of numbers here, but it shows you top comics by dollars invoiced, top graphic novels. And look, if they're returnable, then that means the stores can buy these and then on whatever the normal terms are, return them. They also have top toy dollars. Apparently, Pops sell a lot. Pop by Funko. Interesting. Well, tell me what you think in the comments below. Oh, there's a little bit more to this story. How does Diamond calculate the charts? It all starts at the comic book shop. All right, let's cover this. Data for Diamond sales charts are compiled by Diamond Comics distributors from sales made to thousands, more like 1,000, or at most 1,800 or so comic book specialty shops located in North America and around the world. Additional sales made to online merchants and other specialty retailers are included as well. It's not maybe included as well. They are included. Premier publishers are defined by Diamond. These are like they consider their major publishers, premier publishers. Marvel Comics, Image Comics, Dark Horse Comics, IDW Publishing, Dynamite Entertainment, and Boom Studios. If you're not a premier publisher and you're another independent publisher, your numbers are also included. This must have just been a copy and paste out of Diamond or something. Unit and dollar market shares are calculated based upon orders for comic books, graphic novels, and magazines invoiced and shipped to Diamond customers during any given month, which comprises pre-orders, advance reorders, and reorders. So what's an advance reorder? A pre-order is when a shop decides, okay, give me 100 copies of this issue of Spider-Man or whatever they're going to order. An advance reorder is when the shop tells Diamond, hey, you know what, I ordered 100, but I need like 10 extra, or however many extra, 25 extra, 2 extra, prior to when the comic has their last cutoff ordering date. And why would a shop do that? If they have extra people asking for it. They'd say, okay, well, people said they wanted more of this issue of Spider-Man, so let's give me an extra 120. And reorders. Okay, so what obviously a reorder is, they're ordering more copies after the comic already shipped, minus any copies that are received back from a title marked as returnable. So any titles that are returned, they would reduce the sales. Although it's going to be returnable over a period of time. So if they say, look, we sold 300,000 copies of the 3 Jokers from DC Comics or something like that, whatever's returnable could be returnable over a 6-month period. So they're not going to go back retroactively and fix whatever number they reported. It is whatever it is that they reported. Please note that reported quantities on comics marked with an asterisk have been reduced based on an estimate of retailer expected returns. They just don't know what the returns are going to be. They could guess at it, but they certainly do not know. The new titles and the risk at this point, it always used to be with the comic store, but now or with the distributor. But now, and 99% of the time, it's supposed to be with the comic store. But if a comic store went out of business, then the distributor would lose the money most times. Now it's all the risk has been passed back to the publisher. The new titles count chart includes all titles that were invoiced by Diamond to retailers for the first time during the month, and it's not the official solicited title count for the month. Variant edition comics and graphic novels are at the same price point or counted as a single SKU, which means a single unit. So if you had 10,000 copies of College of the Dead #1, and there were 4 different covers, and you sold 1,000 of each of 3 extra covers, it would be, if they were all at the same price, it would all be considered one SKU or 1 unit for reporting purposes. So 3 at 1,000 would be 3,000 plus 10,000 for the regular version. That would be 13,000 copies. Variant edition comics, lenticular covers, digital combo packs, and graphic novels at different price points count as separate SKUs for each edition. So if it's $25 for all the regular edition covers, but it's $150 for the super special edition, or it's $23 or something like that, if it's a different price point, it would be listed differently. No, I don't have any $150 editions. All right, well, this is interesting. This was a pretty interesting article. I like how they covered it. Tell me what you think of it in the comments below. Are you surprised that Marvel took all top 10? I mean, really, they're only competing with Image pretty much in terms of who else is going to sell a lot of copies. That company, Titan, okay, they had that 1 hit. But generally, Marvel is the beast in the industry going through Diamond in terms of selling a lot of copies. But tell me what you think of this article in the comments below. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. And if you want to support my work, you can check out my graphic novel, College of the Dead Graduation Day, at collegeofthedead.com, where college costs you an arm and a leg. It's my ongoing zombie apocalypse series. And you just can't get it anywhere else. You've got to go through Indiegogo. But it's a great series, and it's an ongoing series. You can get the first premiere prequel edition, and you can get the current book. And we have another one in the works right now, College of the Dead Spring Break. You can also check out epicmermaids.com and sign up to get on the email list for The Mermaids, which is going to be launching October 2020. That is this month right now. And it's an ongoing full-color series where it's like Game of Thrones with mermaids. It's really well done. It's very interesting. It's a group of 30 really well-developed characters. It's a very extensively developed, really well-done series. I think you're going to love it. All right, I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.